Game passes, flight sims, and a Miyazaki George R.R. Martin team-up. Here's everything PC players need to know about the E3 2019 Microsoft conference. Microsoft had another strong showing at E3 2019, demonstrating a horde of fan-pleasing games including Battletoads, Halo Infinite, Phantasy Star Online 2 and Bleeding Edge, a 4v4 fighting game from Ninja Theory. And while that's all very exciting, there were a few announcements that will specifically please PC players. We're on the clock, so let's get started. We'll begin with the big news. EA Origin aside, we PC players don't benefit as broadly from the subscription incentives some console players have, or at least we didn't. But Microsoft has confirmed that Game Pass for PC has entered open beta, giving us access to 100 PC games for about $10 a month. And on top of the titles already available, our new best friends at Microsoft detailed 30 upcoming games you'll be able to try if you sign up to the service. These include Halo the Master Chief Collection, Wasteland 3, Psychonauts 2 and more. It's a serious incentive to sign up, and enough to make us mouse and keyboard warriors feel all warm and fuzzy inside. We've included a link to the full list of games in the description below. If you join up, you'll get all the new Microsoft Game Studios releases, with a few notable exceptions such as Halo Infinite. Let us know in the comments if you're tempted and which titles would swing it for you. Whatever you thought of the finale of Game of Thrones, and it's probably best just to move on, George R.R. Martin is a master world builder. So the thought of him collaborating with From Software on a new fantasy title is wonderfully overwhelming. After the breathless action of Sekiro, Elven Ring looks more like a classic FromSoft open-world action RPG chiseled from the same rough stone as the Souls games. You'll make your own character, and there will be melee combat, boss fights, magic, exploration, and deep customization. But this isn't Dark Souls 4, it's an entirely new mythology developed by George R.R. Martin. Apparently, FromSoft's Hidetaka Miyazaki is a massive fan of his work, and he reached out to the author to collaborate, expecting to get turned down. But instead, GRRM politely confirmed what sort of themes, ideas, and game-related aspects Miyazaki had envisioned for the game, and Elden Ring was born. And it promises to be massive, FromSoft's biggest title yet in terms of sheer volume, which is an exhilarating and intimidating thought for anyone who played Sekiro or Dark Souls 3. There's no release date yet, but we do know it's coming to PC.
I doubt you could even imagine it.
It's wrong to generalise PC players as strategy-loving polymaths bent on simulated world domination. But also, if aggressive, digitised expansionism is wrong, we don't want to be right. And it's nice to see Microsoft reaffirming their dedication to strategy gaming by setting up a new studio entirely dedicated to Age of Empires. A fourth Age of Empires game is due for release in 2020, developed by Relic Studios and published by Microsoft, and Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition is also on the way, supporting 4K resolutions, remastered audio, 3 new campaigns, and 4 new civilizations: the Tatars, Bulgarians, Cumans, and Lithuanians. On a more granular level, we'll also be getting minor improvements such as automated farm reseeding, a spectator mode, and tournament features, and it'll be released on Game Pass as well.
Kingdoms will fall.
Something that's become a classic, predictable element of the Microsoft conference is the acquisition of beloved indie creators, and this year was no different. Legendary game dev Tim Schafer popped on stage to confirm that Double Fine has joined Xbox Game Studios, as well as dropping this customarily tongue-in-cheek explanation on Twitter.
Microsoft came to us and said, what if we gave you a bunch of money?
We also got to see a new trailer for Psychonauts 2. It's a twisted cartoon world of gums, teeth and tongues, so dentophobes beware, and it clearly retains the weirdness that made the original game, released a whopping 15 years ago, so popular. It looks like nothing at Double Fine has changed following Microsoft's acquisition, and this goes along with Schafer's confirmation that all existing commitments to Kickstarter backers of the sequel will be honoured.
I promise! No, please!
If you fancy something slightly more realistic, and by slightly, I mean real-time 4K, powered by satellite imagery, we've got the genuinely breathtaking new Microsoft Flight Simulator. Seriously, skies, sunsets and propellers have never looked this good. And it looks like it's ticking a lot of boxes. Aircraft range from light planes to wide-body jets, the world looks meticulously realistic, and you'll be able to fly anywhere on the planet, day or night, in challenging, realistic weather conditions. For sim enthusiasts, this will be the most exciting announcement of E3. And if you have even a passing interest in aviation, Microsoft's answer to X-Plane 11 will be a reason to rush out and buy a new flight stick. There's a link in the description if you're tempted, as well as a rig powerful enough to play this absurdly gorgeous game. And you've got a while to get prepared. The new Microsoft Flight Simulator will be out in 2020. In the meantime, why not check out our other video on games that deserve to be played with a flight stick. However you look at it, Minecraft will always be synonymous with PC gaming, and this reminder that Mojang are still working on a 4-player dungeon running spin-off is very welcome indeed. The game was initially announced at E3 2018, but it got pushed back and is now being released in spring 2020. It's the first game from Mojang set in this world since, well, Minecraft, and it offers a new way to experience that strangely compelling, voxely underworld. Exact details are scarce, but we know it'll feature personalization, power-ups, multiplayer co-op, and, in Mojang's words, epicness. And it's also another title that will come with Xbox Game Pass if you fancy a fresh perspective on that classic, blocky universe. Let's finish off with Gears 5. No, it's not a PC-specific title, but it's a great example of a premier Xbox game that will be able to play as part of Game Pass for PC. The of war element of the title is gone forever, but we're assuming it's still implied. The follow-up to Gears 4 is again being handled by Microsoft's dedicated studio, The Coalition, and it continues the story from the previous game. JD, Marcus Fenix, Kate Diaz and Delmont Walker all return, with Kate as the main protagonist this time around. Rod Ferguson confirmed that the story mode will be the biggest ever, but it's not all about the single player. Horde mode is back, as well as a new 3-player co-op mode called Escape. The game will be out on September the 10th this year, but you don't have to wait until then to play it. There's a multiplayer versus tech test that takes place on July the 17th, which could be another incentive to sign up to Game Pass. Happy locust hunting. And there you go, let us know what you thought of Microsoft's showing, and remember to subscribe to Logitech G now to stay up to date with all the big news coming out of E3. And if you are already subbed, hit that notification bell so you can keep informed during the busiest week of the gaming calendar.